What's up? Yeah. BossKing mindset. Yeah. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? This is Soldier 100, sophisticated OG, meaning open to God, uplifting leaders, joining all humanity. Keep it 100 with God and your family, you dig? Right now we are working through volume 1 of BossKing Mindset, titled Developing the Right Mindset. These are the initial episodes to my YouTube channel. I'm just aiming your thinking process in another direction. And as we go on, I will begin to specify certain topics and break it down for you, show you step by step how to do the basics of pretty much any and every topic that you would need some type of guidance on, particularly aiming towards our youth, the younger generation. But I also feel like that I have information that will be helpful for all men as a whole. So as we get into it, you'll be the judge, okay? I'm just doing this because I do want to help in my community in a positive way, especially try to help at least one person, if nothing else, out of this whole YouTube channel to avoid prison or being killed at a young age. So that's just a part of who I am and what I'm into, to staying positive and also constantly improving myself as a man. Our motto is lead or be led and never lose your head. Cry now, laugh later, which basically means let's put in the work now so that later on we can really enjoy life. The earlier you start and be consistent and focused, the better your life will be. My mission statement is to help all men reach their highest potential in life and restore their position as boss kings at the headship in every aspect of life, creating a bond of loyalty and respect in the community. That's our main goal. So let's get into it. We are on episode 6, and the title is Consequences of Self-Improvement. Episode number 6, the consequences of self-improvement. I'm going to bring up 5 different consequences that I feel like are crucial for you on your new journey to become an even stronger man than you already are. These are 5 things that you should keep in mind just to prepare yourself. I like to be mentally prepared before I get involved in anything, especially on the negative side, as far as the negative feedback that I can expect, because there's always going to be opposition, or things, obstacles that will try to hinder you from reaching the level of success that you want or completing a goal or task that you have. So what I do is I like to try to make myself aware of as much of that as I can, not focusing on the negativity, but just being prepared, putting my mind in a place to be prepared for anything. So I'm not surprised, I'm not caught off guard. I'm already expecting and ready for whatever. Okay, number 1. The number 1 consequence of self-improvement that you must prepare your mind for is the abandonment of so-called friends. I can count on my hand, actually, I can't count on my hands the numerous amount of times that I was either making a change in my life for the positive or just thinking out loud positively or having a conversation on a positive tip, and my so-called friends either said something negative to, throw me off, started being standoffish, as if I was doing something personally wrong to them. But now that I'm older, I realize that, a lot of times people envy your mindset and your determination to overcome and to achieve. So I want you to know that as you continue to make better decisions and you focus your mindset and your actions towards new heights, you will be abandoned by some of your so-called friends. Everybody that's around you, that hangs around you, is not always your friend. Just because they're there does not mean that they truly have your best interest in heart, which is the root of friendship. A person having your best interest at heart. Not necessarily putting you before them, but just wanting everything in your life to turn out good for you. It's sad to say, but this is a fact that many great men have brought to our attention through times, of struggle and perseverance. You can look back at videos of anybody great, and I'm sure they would give you some type of advice or tell you some type of story where, they lost a lot of people that they thought who were going to be in their corner when push came to shove, when shit hit the fan, you feel me? So this is just something to be aware of, not to be afraid of, just to know, and to prepare your mind for it so that you can be strong and continue to move forward like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. And you'll be able to see and read, a person. You'll know. You know how you talking to somebody and you trying to do something good and then you just get a vibe like they don't care or they ain't really trying to hear what you got to say. Yeah, that type of intuition will kick in. Especially the more that you tune in on who you are and channel in on your focus and your energy. All right, moving to number 2. Transition isolation. This is another consequence of self-improvement. Transition isolation. And to explain this, what's going to happen is as you begin to do some of the things that I mentioned in my prior episodes, like eliminating negativity, specifically, strategically writing down your plan of exactly what you want to do and how you're going to execute it, and just starting to be on top of every aspect of your life, you're going to notice that your drive is going to be stronger. Your senses are going to be more aware, especially if you're sober majority of the time. But the intensity of your intellect is going to be on a all-time high, in climbing. So it's going to cause you to be to yourself a lot more because this is something out of the norm. You're going back to square one and starting from the root of things and reiterating new ideas and new mindsets. So this is going to cause you to be in a transition of isolation for a period of time because you don't really need a lot of noise around you. You don't need a lot of other people's ideas around you because right now you're building your base, your foundation of how you're going to interact with life now from a new perspective. So there's nothing wrong with being in isolation for a period of time. I'm not saying, that you're gonna distance yourself from the world completely, but this is something that's naturally gonna happen because when you're trying to focus, you need peace of mind. You need space. I had a homeboy in Georgia that he came up with this phrase that said, a boss needs his space. He really said a boss nigga needed space, you know what I'm saying? But when he brought that up in the conversation, I never forgot that because that actually triggered how I felt at times. Like I just needed my own space. Have you ever felt like you needed your own space, you know, when you was maybe around the homies or just in and out of the streets doing this and that, and then you just get this urge like, you know what, I need some time alone, you know what I'm saying? I need to get my mind together, get my spirit right, you know what I'm saying? My soul right, my focus right. That's what I'm talking about. You know, a boss needing his space. So, in a sense, this is a similarity. Number 2, transition isolation. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, consequence of self-improvement is old self-withdrawals. Number 3, you will have old self-withdrawals. This is self-explanatory, but I'm going to explain it in detail. Old self-withdrawals are, for example, like say if you were a heavy drinker and now that you started listening to my videos and other mentors or life coaches online, and something they said or something that was brought to your attention caused you to want to slow down on drinking so that you can get a lot more accomplished, and maybe you were having health issues. So you decide, I'm not going to drink anymore, you know, maybe from this time to that time, or maybe just completely, you know, until I handle my business. And you're doing it consistently for, let's say, about a month, 2 months. Well, at some point, your old self, that drinker that drunk every day, always had a shot, always had to get a new bottle, he's going to try to come back into your life knocking at your door. You know, hey, what's up, man? Hey, where you been? You ain't been drinking like you used to, man. Come on, man, let's go get a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Old self-withdrawals. You know what I'm saying? Or it might be, you said you was going to get out and work out every day or 3 times a week, and you start doing it, you're doing it good for a few months, and then the old self kicks back in. Hey, man, what you doing? Man, you doing all this working out, man? So you need to enjoy your life, man. Go hit the club, man. You can take 4 or 5 days off. But you told yourself, nah, I'm going to be consistent this time because I want to get my body right. I want to be physically fit, ready for the summer, have more energy. But this old self-withdrawal keeps coming back, knocking at your door, trying to get you to come back to your old lifestyle that wasn't beneficial for you. You know, that's an example of an old self-withdrawal. So just be aware that as you progress, you're going to have times where your old ways are going to try to peel itself back into your life, pry itself back into your life slowly. And you just have to be strong mentally and prepared for that. And as soon as you get those urges, you come up with a way to suppress that and keep on pressing. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, you know, a long period of consistency and focus, you will overcome that and the withdrawals will not be as fluent. But in the beginning, starting off, all these new changes, all these new ideas, you're gonna have some current and fluent self-withdrawals trying to tap back into your life. So just fight through it, be strong, stay prayed up, and everything will work out just like you planned for the most part. Step number 4 consequence of self-improvement is the fear of critics. The fourth consequence of self-improvement is the fear of critics. Being that you're doing something new in your life now and you're on a more focused, balanced path, you tend to have moments of fear, even if it's just for a second or a millisecond. You will have some type of moment of fear as far as what maybe your friends would think or your family would think, or strangers would think even, which you really shouldn't care, but naturally the fear of people saying this or saying that about what you're doing does try to overtake you in certain situations. So you want to be aware of yourself, your own behavior, your own actions, and just, be able to detect when you're becoming fearful, and just, that's when you try even harder to do what you're set out to do for that day, or that period of time, because of the fear that's trying to creep up inside of you and throw you off and slow you down. So by you preparing yourself to know that fear will come, at times you will be uncomfortable at times, or nervous, but that's okay. Expect that and dominate that fear with zeal. You know what I'm saying? Dominate that fear with, the mindset to be successful regardless of adversity, or big mountains standing in front of you, obstacles that are going to challenge every ounce of your determination. And trust me, you'll get through it. You will. Just stay positive and keep moving towards your intuition, everything that's good in you, pushing and reminding you of what you need to be doing. Number 5, consequence of self-improvement, which is the last comment or section of this episode, is hater evaluators. Number 5, hater evaluators. This is a consequence of self-improvement. What I mean by that is, there's always going to be somebody around that's got something to say opposite of what you're saying, that's got a negative outlook on your positive outlook. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody that can only see the bad in what you're doing. They can never see the good. These are what I call hater evaluators, because all they do is observe and watch what you do and watch what you say and try to make an argument or a disagreement, about any and everything, just to pretty much get on your damn nerves, or to just throw you off or see you upset. But being that we are boss kings and we are not emotional, this is not going to affect us. We already know that you're a hater before you even get into our vicinity, and most of the time you're not even going to be in our vicinity for the simple fact that we don't hang around hating, motherfuckers, period. We don't. So only way they would even be around you is in public or something like that, where everybody pretty much has access to you. But be aware of those haters. They're just upset because they don't understand how you're just so awesome and amazing, how your swag is so turned, how you so lit in everything you do, how you continue to move with a strong stride and your drive is unstoppable. So they envy that. They see things in you that they wish they had in themselves, and instead of being a man and asking, hey, how can you show me how to do this, or could you give me a couple tips on how I could maybe, accomplish some of the things that you accomplished? No, instead of doing that, they just would rather be cowards, you know what I'm saying, and sit back and talk about you and what you doing to they homies, they other haters or whatever, or just sit there and watch your media and type all kind of malice and obtuse, comments, basically just like some irritating mosquitoes just sticking at you constantly, biting at you, just like, ugh, get away from me. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that's going to happen no matter what you do. So you just got to be aware of that. Shine even more on your haters. Talk even more on your haters. Be even louder on your haters. Be even fresher on your haters. You know what I'm saying? Just make them so sick to their stomach that they just want to go lay down and eat, get fat, and die. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, but anyway, that concludes episode number 6, Consequences of Self-Improvement. I appreciate everybody supporting me on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to get my first 1,000 subscribers up so I can move into another aspect of this YouTube business. If I'm helpful and you like the content that I'm putting out, please leave a comment. Negativity I really don't need, but if you have some constructive criticism, I would definitely love to hear that as well. Also get your likes up for me.